Reacher's star addresses the most ridiculous part of the hit action series. Alan Ritchson has commented on the most ridiculous part of his hit Prime Video series, Reacher. Of course, the show finds the title character taking on multiple adversaries in increasingly absurd, though always entertaining ways. But the most outlandish thing about Jack Reacher is his size, and how he achieves such size without spending a single second in the gym. Speaking with Games Radar, Ritchson agrees that Reacher looking like a literal man-mountain without committing to a brutal workout regime is a little ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous with Reacher, but it's funny. You got like this, chiseled six-pack abs kind of physique in the books. And it's like, of course he's a unicorn, No, you would never look like Reacher without hours of training. Unlike the character, Ritchson has dedicated himself to building a physique worthy of author Lee Child's creation, with the actor saying, "I work out consistently. And I try to eat clean most of the time. But I do love cookies." And his dedication has paid off, with Ritchson receiving praise for his portrayal following the much-maligned casting of Tom Cruise as the 6'5" and 250 pounds action hero. Reacher Season 3 begins on Prime Video from February 20th. Reacher Season 3 is due to begin later this month, landing on Prime Video from February 20th. The latest season even includes a jibe about Reacher's lack of time in the gym, with a recent clip finding the character in an iron paradise and facing off with his even bigger opponent, Olivia Richter's Polly. Not only will the series jovially address Reacher's elite bodybuilder physique, author Lee Child has done the same in his books, with Alan Ritchson adding. Lee Child, has a real sense of humor about it. There's a book where he gets out of bed and he stretches and he goes, "That's the workout for the day." Starring Alan Ritchson as the former U.S. Army military police officer turned nomad Avenger, the first season of Reacher finds the character dragged back into action when he is arrested for murder. Based on the series of novels by author Lee Child, Season 2 wrapped up earlier this year and finds the heroic nomad on another mission after members of his old military unit start turning up dead. The third season will be based on the seventh book in the series, Persuader, which finds the character going undercover to rescue an informant held by a haunting foe from his past. Based on Lee Child's novel Persuader, Reacher hurtles into the dark heart of a vast criminal enterprise when trying to rescue an undercover DEA informant whose time is running out. There, he finds a world of secrecy and violence and confronts some unfinished business from his own past. The Reacher universe is all set to expand beyond Season 3, with the main series having now been renewed for Season 4, while a spin-off focusing on Stens Francis Neagley, a private investigator in Jack Reacher's circle, is also now in the works. Since its debut, Amazon Prime's Reacher has been nothing short of a juggernaut, muscle-bound, brainy, and brutal. Based on Lee Child's best-selling book series, the show follows Jack Reacher, a former military police major turned wandering justice machine, as he breaks bones and busts crime across small-town America. With its raw action, razor-sharp dialogue, and a protagonist who could probably punch a tank into submission, Reacher has struck a chord with fans who appreciate a dose of unapologetic grit. But even in a world filled with barroom brawls, corrupt cops, and conspiracies unraveled with a single steely glare, one part of the show has always stood out as slightly, ridiculous. And now, Reacher himself, Alan Ritchson, has something to say about it. "Look, I get it," Ritchson said, laughing during a recent interview. "It's kind of hilarious when you think about it. The guy walks into town with nothing but the clothes on his back, no phone, no bag, no ID, and somehow within 48 hours, he's unraveling massive criminal networks. That's not just badass. That's borderline mythical." The actor, who has become synonymous with the hulking, emotionally complex vigilante, isn't wrong. Reacher's nomadic lifestyle, a 6'5" drifter who carries no luggage yet seems to have infinite knowledge and fighting capability, stretches the boundaries of plausibility. He's like a cowboy, ninja, detective, and philosopher all rolled into one and wrapped in a t-shirt tight enough to challenge physics. "There's this running joke on set," Ritchson continues. "We say Reacher must have some sort of psychic GPS. Like he just knows where trouble is. Or maybe trouble just gets scared and comes to find him." Fans of the series, both book and show alike, have long embraced the larger-than-life quality of the character. And that's a big part of the appeal. In a world of morally gray anti-heroes, Reacher is refreshingly straightforward. He's not in it for glory or revenge, he simply believes in doing the right thing. Even if that means taking out a corrupt sheriff's department with nothing but a toothpick and a stare. Still, even the most dedicated viewers have taken to Reddit and Twitter with memes and playful jabs at the show's logic-defying moments. I love how Reacher has no wallet, yet somehow always ends up with a toothbrush and a clean shirt, one fan posted. Is there a secret Reacher closet under every bus stop? Another joked, Reacher walks into a diner, orders black coffee, and leaves with 3 criminal records, 2 broken arms, and a new best friend. But it's not just the fans laughing. The creators are in on the joke too. We lean into it, showrunner Nick Santora admitted in a behind-the-scenes featurette. Reacher's not supposed to be ordinary. He's a legend. You don't question how Superman flies. You just enjoy the ride. That mythic tone is a deliberate choice. It taps into something timeless, an archetype that dates back to the Wandering Knights, the Western gunslingers, even the lone samurai. Reacher is the modern incarnation of the man who arrives from nowhere, rights the wrongs, and disappears into the sunset. Only, instead of a horse, he takes the Greyhound. Honestly, I think the ridiculous parts are part of the fun, Richardson says. It's what makes Reacher Reacher. He's not bogged down by the everyday. He is the exception to the rule. And he's not wrong. In an age where many protagonists are deliberately flawed or morally ambiguous, Reacher's absurdly competent, morally upright nature stands out. His physicality isn't just for show, it mirrors his unwavering sense of justice. He doesn't need gadgets or a team. He is the cavalry. Still, there's a delicate balance to maintain. Push too far into the realm of unbelievable, and the whole thing could collapse into parody. The creative team walks that tightrope by grounding Reacher's world in gritty realism, tactile action sequences, emotionally resonant stakes, and sharp writing that gives depth to the characters around him. We try to earn those ridiculous moments, Santora says. If Reacher wins a fight, it's not because he's invincible, it's because he's prepared, trained, and willing to go further than anyone else. Richardson agrees. Reacher isn't Superman. He gets hurt. He bleeds. He just keeps going. That's what makes him a hero. Season 2 of Reacher doubled down on the intensity, introducing even more brutal showdowns and morally murky scenarios. But it also gave audiences a deeper look into Reacher's past, his relationships, and his vulnerabilities. That emotional dimension added complexity to the muscle-bound myth. I think fans appreciate the nuance, Richardson says. Yeah, he's a tank. But he's also a guy who's carrying a lot, memories, trauma, ideals that don't always fit the world he's walking into. That might be the secret to Reacher's enduring appeal. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It knows when to flex and when to wink. And it never forgets that at the heart of the action, there's a character who walks alone not because he has to, but because the world needs someone who will. So, is Reacher's ability to single-handedly dismantle a drug cartel with a crowbar and a glare ridiculous? Sure. Is it entertaining as hell? Absolutely. We're not trying to make a documentary, Richardson says, smiling. We're telling a story about a guy who lives by his own code, doesn't back down, and stands up for people who can't. And if that means he has an almost magical knack for finding bad guys, well, that's Reacher for you. And really, in a world that often feels overwhelming and unjust, maybe a little bit of ridiculous is exactly what we need.